it's time to duel.
On the pause screen.
Alright, so basically everybody, since we're on a high top prison, and we're trying to escape it, and we're being chased by guards and there's an alarm going off, obviously the correct thing to do right now is to challenge the rest of the prisoners to a children's card game, right?
Of course. What is this 5D?
So, here's how it plays. The cards originated when a psychic named Orlan modified these tarot cards for games. Okay, the game became popular with soldiers passing time between battles. As its popularity spread, each region developed its own rules and picture variations.
So it's
I like the illustration that showcases the classes from the old game.
Shouldn't a card game have consistent rules? Period. Whatever. Like imagine if you're a Magic the Gathering player and the rules change depending on which country you're at. Like
Pedro, Master Yu-Gi-Oh! Sadly is successful to his weekly master rules and Duel Links at the same time.
Well, I know that's why I mentioned Magic the Gathering too. I'm aware of that. That's why I mentioned Magic.
Well, it's like I said, this is literally Duel Monsters, but you'd be surprised. There are games that do change with each nation in there.
Yeah, okay, sure. The other battle area plays cards here at one time. Elemental, some rules indicates elements on the board. Cards are placed in turn, and the player with the most cards when all 9 areas are filled wins.
Why can't we just play Snap?
Play what, sorry?
Snap, a card game.
Well, sorry, but Triple Trial is all we have here.
Also, Dweebs, the others may not understand. You should be mentioning Uno.
Uno is like one of the easiest card games to get into.
Yeah, I wanted to go with something a bit more out of the box.
It's also one of the most aggressive instances of playing cards I've ever
So,
seen.
you have to choose 5 cards before you begin. Pay attention to numbers and elements. Number 1, card name. You have also the number in stock. You have the page number of the cards you're seeing. And you have the 4th, which shows you the card that you're highlighting right now. Yes, Theo? Go ahead.
No. Go ahead and read the rules because I have the behind the scenes section here, but I will explain what you actually play.
Well, that's what I'm doing.
The story race is a good point, though. You will literally destroy friendships in a game of Uno.
I play Uno. I know that.
I can tell you that, Joe, I destroyed more with Monopoly and Risk.
It's easier. It's easier.
Monopoly.
Same turns over cards that have the same attack values. Kind of. Let's go with that. Or 2 more sides in the example. Numbers 4 and 1 are adjacent to top and left sides. This turns over the top and left cards. So basically, if you want to turn over the cards and turn let's say you're blue. If you want to turn a red card blue, you have to make sure you have a higher score. That's basically it. Really, it boils down to that. Really, it's
red goes to red. Blue goes to blue.
Seems simple, right? Right.
Honestly, I don't even like Tetramaster, much less this one. This turns over to the okay. Maybe I should have actually pressed the right at this point, dude. Please press right, please. Pretty please.
Up, down, left,
Thank
right.
you.
Oh, we're not gonna do it. Okay.
Plus means that cards adding to the same value on more than 2 adjacent sides are turned over. In the example, the cards placed add up to 7 on the top and left sides. The cards on the top and left are turned over. So basically, 5. So basically, it's because it's 4 to actually.
What? Sorry.
To be honest with you, I'm kind of having trouble understanding this rule.
No. Just tell me what is going on actually.
Rule number 7. This one.
Plus means the card is. Right. Basically, both numbers are taken into equation when you put a card that is adjacent with other 2. So basically, you might be able to turn one card that you have a number bigger against your. But if the other adjacent card is a bigger number than your card gets turned at the same time. So it adds a layer of strategy where, should I really put this card here because otherwise I will be able to turn this, but the opponent will have my card turn in return. And keep in mind, for the triple threat is pivotal for you to managing to get a perfect clear with by converting all the enemy cards, because otherwise your reward will be just 1. But if you manage to get a perfect, you will get the entire opponent's hand. But be warned, the opponent can do the same thing to you, so watch the fuck out.
Same wall uses battle arrow. Elemental changes the value of the card depending on the elemental property. When a card and slot match elemental properties, the value of so it's kind of like having field advantage in a Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Pretty much, it gives us more bonus.
If elements don't match, the card loses 1 from the original value. Open. All cards face up. Random. Cards chosen at random. So these are the different types of rules. We have open, where all cards face up. Random. Cards chosen at random. And sudden death. Play until someone wins. Cards are traded when the game is over. The winner takes 1 card from the loser in the basic trade rule 1. There are many trade rules beside 1 because this wasn't complicated enough yet, apparently. Pay attention to the trade rules before you begin a game. Direct. Take cards you turned over, but lose cards turned over by the opponent. Diff. Winner takes the number of cards by which he or she won. All. The winner takes all of the cards from the loser. So basically, this fucking card game is a fucking mess. It's basically the fucking Wild West.
Okay, to be fair, again, it's on paper it is pretty cool if you were able to actually customize it, which is something that you can do with the unofficial online version of the game. The problem is that the version that's here in
Hey, you guys! I'm really bored. Want to play a card game with me?
Sure, why not? Come on, Zell.
Oh, you think that's rich? Wait till you hear this. I'll give you something if you win, but I'll have to charge you for the game. Only fair, right? Actually, so let me get this straight. You're a prisoner. You're in here. You challenged me to a children's card game, and you even have the balls to demand payment just so I have the honor of playing a children's card game with you.
The absolute audacity of this man.
Could you imagine, Shira, what's like a game that you like to play? Like a non-video game. I mean, an actual game that's like a,
like a card game or a tabletop one.
Chess occasionally?
Sure. Let's go chess. Imagine, Shira, we meet somewhere in Wales or something, and I challenge you to a game of chess. Oh, but before I play chess with you, pay me 10 quid.
No.
Seriously, I challenged you, and I'm the one demanding payment.
Again, like I said, the sheer audacity of this prisoner here and there.
It's like Kitase doesn't have an understanding of how basic human relationships work.
Also, guys,
nobody in the real... There's no possible, identifiable real-world situation where this would happen. Go ahead.
Also, guys, am I the one who finds it weird that technically the characters are a part of the game, seeing as how their portraits are cards as well?
Yeah, the game never explains that.
It's funny because Tales of Berseria actually has a concept similar to this, but there's an actual in-story explanation why the characters also have their own appearance in the in-universe card game. That's pretty cool. But anyway, let me use this time to explain the origins of the game, basically the out-of-universe, why it was put here. Put in the wiki here. Director Yoshinori Kitase wanted to make a minigame that was playable anywhere. At the time, the popular Magic the Gathering had just come out and inspired the decision on a card game that everyone in the world played as a traditional cultural element carried on, also contributing to the developers of the development of the world. The team wanted to add trading card elements as well as rule variation to make the card game more realistic. Kitase then picked Takayoshi Nakasato, planner of Final Fantasy VIII, to design the card game, even though he was in charge of a battle system with no initial plan for him to do a card game. Oops. Orlan, the psychic who invented the game in the world of VIII, is a reference to Oran Durai of Final Fantasy Tactics. In the illustration that you saw at the beginning, you can spot a traditional black mage in the background, with Orlan shown on the left. And
that's for a potion. A fucking potion.
Well, he's a prisoner. What do you expect?
All the more reason why he's in no position to demand payment from me, Teo.
Anyway, and also there's an Easter egg of Ranzo in the same illustration. The card faces, but not their values, look different between the original PlayStation version and the PC version, the latter showing the full body of the subject, for all but the 1110 cards, which are the character's portrait. Final Fantasy VIII Remastered uses the PC version card faces. Siren's card still shows their original model rather than the censored version that the remasters has. Interesting. Oh, there's the Moombas.
Laguna!
Sup, guys? Something there?
Zell, that is not the reaction you should be having with these.
No, not really. Laguna! Laguna! Laguna!
We get it.
Tata.
No!
Anyway,
It means all the worries.
Squall! You okay?
Group hug.
I had a terrible dream, guys. It was hell, and I dreamed that my likeness was being used for a card game. I should really call my lawyer.
Let's just get the hell out of here. Catch.
Thanks.
Bring it in front of me, man. You're gonna cut me head off.
No, it was just me catching.
Laguna, Laguna!
Shut up.
Not Laguna. You know Laguna?
Apparently they do, yeah.
Didn't you come here as Laguna in the dream world?
No. I'm actually smart, for instance.
So Squall doesn't know how to get out either.
Well, either way, we kept going up and up.
Just wander around until you find the exit. Great plan.
I think we better head back now.
It'd be a pain to go down every floor. No more quizzes, I can just turn off the random encounters.
Yeah, let's go through the sonic speed.
The alarm alerted monsters and security guards everywhere.
It's okay, we can silence them with the cheats.
By the way, how the hell did they carry you up here, Squall?
I don't know, they didn't show it, Zell.
Actually, they kind of did the
There you
system
go.
in the FMV.
Whoa!
Well, okay, well, they tell us, but they didn't actually show us him being carried, that's what I mean.
Well, actually, no. There was that little cinematic, if I recall
Yeah.
correctly, that showed
We
it
see
actually
Squall
going
in the
out.
cell, then we saw the shaking, then we saw the FMV moving, and then we
Oh.
see Cypher getting him.
So this big hole goes all the way to the bottom.
Oh, I think he meant carried here into this prison, not so
So
much
we
from one room to
jump
another.
Oh, no. I was
We're
talking
outta
about
here.
this.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, Selfie's logic is let's use this to get out.
Go ahead if you want to be squashed like a pancake.
She probably doesn't think it's true.
Oh yeah, I remember now.
Oh,
we
weird
could move
response
this
to that.
arm by using the panel above at the control room.
How do you know that?
Remember, he was actually
Oh, right.
in the dream world. So
Yeah,
what?
you're right.
Yeah, I just said it.
Yeah, you're right.
Aha, that dream world is finally becoming useful to us.
That's kind of the problem, though, if I had to say. The fact
But we
that
need to operate them both at the same time.
the problem is that Zell is remembering these things, and it makes sense actually in the world of the game, but it's something that technically happened off screen. We
Yeah.
don't get to see War doing these things. It would have been cool if
Some
we
of these
actually
just
had
play upstairs and
a section of the Dream World controlling him doing
I'm
these
actually
kind of things.
I'm actually wondering too if Joe might be right. Maybe there's some deleted story content that they couldn't put in.
Well, like I said,
I really think that
like I
is the
said,
case.
like I said, a couple.
Fine.
Oh, sorry, I'll do the dialogue.
I'll give you instructions from upstairs. Everyone get in.
Basically, like I said in 2 parts ago, it's pretty clear that the part with Laguna was supposed to be much longer, but we actually had to be cut away for one reason or another.
So this is the arm control room.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Perfect.
Perfect, Zell.
Hiya, Zell, loud and clear.
Oh, there you go.
So, what do we do?
Just push random button out of nowhere.
I got
I know how you do it. Karate chop the control panel.
On the main panel.
That usually works.
Yeah, you work with Cloud, might as well slam the fist into it. Pong.
Hey man, I said press the red button, not mess around in the menu.
Don't worry, Zell. Just give me a bit.
Give you a
That's-
bit? Gas
that's
is
also-
coming any minute.
That's also the question. There's also the question that the party actually has to be for. Where the hell is Irvine in all of this? More on him later.
Irvine, did he get lost?
Irvine died on the way back to his planet.
I'll take care of the rest. There!
Loading. I think.
Seeing something.
Any minute now.
There you go.
Hey, now?
We just explained that we're trying to go down, Selfie.
Again, the characters in this game need things to be repeated them 2 times.
There's a door over there.
And? What do you mean, and? Maybe go through the door, Quistis?
Wait, hold on. I've got an idea. Let's check it out.
Okay.
So it's just like, no, let's just give a simple answer, and the bad thoughts will go away.
So basically,
Sand.
hey,
Oh, it's rough. Coursing gets everywhere. Terrible.
Shiroi, here's a riddle for you. You're in a room and you're stuck, and there's an unlocked door in front of you. What do you do?
Walk into the wall repeatedly.
Ah, of course. Of course.
Shiroi,
that makes
I
sense.
You're
Sure,
not a
sure,
really.
sure.
You will not make a really good D&D player. I can
Sure. I didn't think you were thinking with Cyberpunk 2077 logic.
Yeah, basically. Gunfire?
Also,
But yeah.
Tio, isn't breaking walls down an option, maybe?
Alright.
Oh.
I guess.
Alright, let me actually
Doors, I can make my own.
explain what's happening.
Pretty bad.
Basically, we talked over it, but basically they tried opening the door, and dirt came from there, and it's all, well, whatever, it's sand, dirt, whatever it is. So basically, we're stuck. We can't leave through the down passage, so we have to find a different way in. Let's get back, quick. Yeah.
In a way,
Yeah.
I kind of like this kind of foreshadowing on what how the prison looks like, because we're actually building up, and there is like, oh, so that's how it is. Choose the escape, dead or alive. Escapee, dead or alive.
Escapee. Too many. I'm out of here.
I think that was Irvine, though.
Alright.
Actually, it was Zell. My bad.
That's the thing. It's like Jova says there. It's hard to tell who's talking in these bits sometimes. You know, because why can't they just use the names like they do in the normal balloons?
Like I said, literally one of the most amazing things that the 7 remake did was actually revealed to me that certain characters said things that I thought completely different characters said back in the original.
Hell, it doesn't even have to
lack of subtitles.
Hell, you don't even know the voice acting. Much like other modern games, the remake has the option to have the name of the name of the character next to the subtitle, so you always know. So even deaf people would be able to tell who's talking. You know.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. It's definitely an old mentality here and there. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, okay, in some games,
Hold on,
but
that's
for the most,
And Squall saves Zell. Go ahead.
didn't think he'd go down that easy.
I love Zell's reaction now. Hold on.
But
Whoa! Thanks, man.
So,
come on.
the last thing we need are some dojins made of us. You know?
But okay,
Damn.
to get back on what just happened. Just on a different note, to be more on point, that move that Squall just did, they actually turned into an actual character move in the Dissidia games. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I
They took
said,
inspiration
let
from
go!
one minor. He just popped him on the head with the handle of a gun blade. Oh
Not
my
just
God.
that being said, Teo, it makes no coherent continuity sense because he was supposed to be below Zell and he somehow jumped downwards.
Remember, they used the crane to get back up.
That fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
why did
fast.
you
It's
go
kind
on
of
your
like an
own?
elevator.
I guess. Oh, that's
Is Zell that important?
Selfie, stop being a
Selfie,
shipper.
please.
no Zell. Don't ship. Bad Selfie. Bad.
Ah!
It's gunfire.
There's no way we can get out of here.
No, wait, I've got an idea. If we can somehow use that guard as a human shield, we might be able... Never mind.
Because it's Irvine to the rescue.
Da-da-da-da.
So are you getting over your insecurities?
Thank you. We totally needed that, apparently.
Oh.
Come on! Stop trying to act so cool.
Poor Irvine. Come
Why'd
on,
you
man.
kick him
Well,
Instead,
yeah. Well, excuse.
died.
You're welcome. By the way, Rinoa. Like seriously, fuck off.
Weird time
Why'd
for a
you
home.
Why'd
Gee,
you kick him down the stairs?
I don't
He was
know
fine.
because she's a fucking bitch.
Oh, but don't
She-
you see, guys? He was trying to
It's,
act cool, and she found it annoying.
It's an
okay.
it's an attempt to make
Comedy.
like a comedy skit similar to an anime. The problem
yes,
is
but,
that this is clashes with the game more realistic tone.
Not to mention, it kind of comes off as a bit of double standard abuse, female on male. Like, I mean, at most you could just say the guy was being a bit cocky. That's no reason for Rinoa to kick him down the stairs.
Squall's
Okay,
alive. I knew he would be. Squall's
I can
okay.
I can pretty much sum up the major issue with this. It's not animated like an 80s anime. An 80s anime would have made him falling down the stairs look cartoonish as possible to emphasize the humor. But in a game like Final Fantasy, you can definitely have humor, but by God, you gotta work it right. That just looks like Rinoa trying to murder Irvine.
Is everyone okay?
Rinoa,
Do we need a Phoenix down?
Rinoa, you're all right.
Is Irvine okay?
Unfortunately, she is. Yes.
Dude, what are you doing? Just
Of course. No, no. Courtesy of my escort. You're welcome, by the way, Rinoa.
What's that supposed to be?
Exactly.
It means that Rinoa's a cunt.
Oh my god.
My father pulled some strings with the military.
Did he now?
Well, I'm sorry, but I hate her. Ugh. Anyway,
I mean, I don't hate the game, but I will admit Rinoa could do a lot better.
whatever. My father pulled some strings with the
she-
military. Yeah, go ahead.
She's problematic, okay? Look, I'm not gonna say she's a terrible character, but okay, she feels like a Rumiko Takahashi girl without the charm per se.
Also, this theme music is kind of makes it come off as rather creepy.
So this guy here.
Oh,
what? What? Go ahead.
Oh, this I gotta hear.
Hold on,
the
Debs.
intent from Uematsu?
I don't know this.
No, remember, it's a more whimsy version of
He came and got me. Just me. Well, maybe because the rest of the group was in prison and then we came here. Use your brain! You know that brain thingy you have in there? Use it sometimes. It's useful.
are you sure they have one in there?
Well, I guess you got me there. Knowing you were all captured. Exactly. That's why he went to get you so that you both could come here. Like, hello. Ugh.
I guess she doesn't realize it yet. That seems to be how Rinoa works here.
Isn't that horrible? No, you're the horrible one as far as I'm concerned.
You kicked a guy down the stairs for no reason.
Ha! Isn't it funny how isn't shitting on Irvine for no reason funny? It's funny. It is, isn't it?
It's literally Rumiko Takahashi, but without the method to the madness here.
If they dropped the wash, if they do
so
the
in
drop
Yasha
the wash
then-
basin type of gag, I would have laughed it a bit more. I would have
So-
been.
So from what I understand, Jeremy, you're describing Inuyasha.
I mean, even Inuyasha does stuff better than this. I mean,
All right. I said I was sorry. That's why I'm here to. I love. They even have Irvine apologize for something he didn't do. After I scratched you to death. Oh, and she scratched them cat-like, I guess. So Rinoa's also a cat, apparently. Like,
Wait, hold on.
The thought behind it is that again, she's pissed at him because he rescued only her and not the others as well. So she thinks he's being perverted, having perverted thoughts for that. Which it might be true, but the game never really goes on that kind of direction.
This guy just.
Wouldn't you know?
Sorry.
It's once again another example of, like I said, this game having an idea but conveying it terribly. Like, even if it's not as stupid as we're suggesting it to be, it's conveyed in a way that it comes off as clumsy or stupid.
So let me get this straight. He rescued you, and your reaction is, "Fuck you! Let me scratch your face! How dare you rescue me!" Good job.
I wonder if she means scratch and like mentally scratched him, like, you know.
No, I'm pretty sure they mean directly.
This place is buried underground.
Yeah, actually, time to talk about the prison.
Buried? So we're buried alive. Buried alive.
That's right. This prison is.
Squall!
There they
There they
are!
are!
Is
It's the escapees!
Alright.
Shit.
Oh, I thought they shot
Squall!
Rinoa.
You choose 2 more party members and head on up. I'll hold them here.
Because
I'm actually being useful, unlike a certain other person I could mention.
Sophie?
oh,
Don't
that's
have,
just
no,
dumb,
Sophie's
but leave
fine.
it.
don't have time to explain now. The exit's up there, trust me.
I wouldn't even call Selfie outright dumb. She's just more naive.
She's the
more than
Genki girl. That's
anything.
she's basically the Genki girl trope played straight, basically. I think I know the way.
This is the way.
Alright, so yeah, who else do we bring?
No, you can't escape from Rinoa, Pedro.
Fuck you, game. Fuck you.
Okay, well, I'll just take the.
I'll take
I'll
take Quiz as my OG GF.
Ah, yeah.
Well-
You know what? There's nothing wrong with going old vintage and classic.
My turn to boogie now. Floor 9. Okay.
Alright, time to climb
Music
up.
is nice.
Okay.
You know, okay, I'll say this. If there's one thing I do appreciate about this remaster is, you know, the ability to literally skip encounters because, like I said, encounters don't really do much for you once you reach the level that you want to stick around on.
Remind me, Theo, have we explained Junction Exchange yet?
Yes, it's very easy. It's similar to
Alright, never mind then.
just for-
Well,
just for-
if we explained before, then...
just for a smaller pressure, it's similar to the material system of 7. Essentially, you can switch the setting that each character has to another, so you don't have to micromanage the entire thing all over again. Again, it makes the entire party being a bunch of Shoto clones with only minimal variations to them.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you just reminded me. Yeah. Again, when you get right down to it, you just have 3 sets of junction items. The characters themselves are just vessels, really.
And like I said,
Jova, no, they're functions.
like I said, the grinding is pretty much worthless unless you're trying to get like money or, you know, grind for certain quests.
Again,
No. Remember, Jova, the best way of getting money in this game is to raise your seed rank by doing written text with cheat sheets from the internet and just walking around. So you don't even have to do that.
Not to mention, like I said, there are ways to exploit the combat system without using the cheats in order for you to gain loot materials that you need to progress your character's weapons and limit breaks.
Oh man, this is endless.
Selfie, you wanna be useful.
Well, to be fair to you, she only has nunchucks. Those aren't going to do good.
Their
against
limit
block
break
of
is
gun.
casting powerful magic. And remember, the anti-magic pill has been lifted.
But can she use her limit break in story?
No, she never does.
Yes.
Tech.
What? Whatever. That's...
Hey! Can we go up again using VR? I think Squall and the others are already up there.
That's a good idea, Selfie.
Hey, good idea.
I think this is the start of a long friendship.
But they gotta operate it from that room upstairs.
Leave that to me. Alright, let's head to the floor where the arms stopped.
I love how Irvine stops shooting but still stands up with the bullets ricocheting.
It's okay, Teo.
over him.
It's okay, Teo. They have the aim of stormtroopers, so we're fine.
But yeah,
It's also funny considering what the Galvadian soldiers mostly use actual swords and only the Red Lieutenant actually uses with ranged weapons. Weird.
Okay, so aside from getting to see the wonderful monster or enemy design and maybe getting occasionally a G up here and there, testing out abilities, and also showing out the hilariousness of the Devour spell, what point is there to fights?
Well, like I said, everything but experience points.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay. Yeah, true. But like Pedro said, well, yeah, I guess to be fair, if you don't want to do the writing test, then the battles are still good for money as well.
No, actually, no. Remember, Jova, this is the game where they thought it was cool enough to not have the enemies drop gil.
Yeah, there's that.
Right,
There's that too. The only primary reason you should battle outside of the boss battles, Jova, is to get possible magic that you might still not have the ability to refine yet. Aside from when you have all the refining abilities from all the Garden Forces, battling random mooks basically becomes kind of useless, really.
I really don't get the thought process where they had, we need to be a bit more realistic, so let's remove the MP gauge. Now let's remove the guild dropped by enemy encounter. No, now you actually have a job in this game and you get paid regularly. Like,
I get the idea. Immersive gameplay, begets realistic worlds
but
here
that's
and there.
That's the thing, Jova.
This isn't Shenmue.
This series is literally called Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
This is why I think that I'm usually always advocating against. The title of the series rejects realism in its core.
And yet Square seems to love to try and inject realism into Final Fantasy here and there. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I understand realism and, making the characters.
All right, hold on, Jova. It's time to see the twist, if I recall correctly.
President may not be at this point. You will be terminated.
Oh, first you have a boss fight, actually.
The only game that managed to pull all that aesthetic, that particular philosophy well to me was 15, because while the roads seem very clearly inspired by real life roads, there's still plenty of fantasy to go around everywhere.
Not just that, even the gameplay is more structured like a traditional Final Fantasy game anyway. So we don't remove pointlessly the MP gauge, We don't have stuff like the enemies not dropping gil, Like,
I think the thing about this game is that it feels like part RPG, part real life daytime simulator here and there.
Again, if I wanted to play Shenmue, I'd play Shenmue. Especially because Shenmue actually, Shenmue is a game that fully commits to immersion, even to the point of having intentionally boring gameplay for the sake of immersion. Not for everybody, but hey, at the very least, Yu Suzuki actually committed to his vision. This, on the other hand, what's the point? Like, I don't get it.
Anyway, this boss fight is usually piece easy, even if you're playing quote-unquote normally. So
Smoke out of her back.
Yes.
It's like for example, in Shenmue, you cannot rush to get to your appointment. You have to actually wait for the in-game clock to get to that point. They later in Shenmue 2, because of Fatback added a feature that you can speed up the clock. But in the first game, you cannot speed up the clock. You have to genuinely just stay there and wait like you would have to in real life. Or maybe you can just do something else while you wait. You can do some kind of extra activities to get more money, or you can go home and play some video games. It's literally like real life. No, that's the idea, Jova. That was the whole point of Shenmue, to simulate living Ryu's life.
all right, here we go.
All right.
Time to see what the prison actually looks like.
Yes.
And allow me to remind you, everybody, what they just said about this whole realism thing. Yeah, we're about to clash with that. Hey, Squall, can you hear me? Thank you, Pasme, for not pressing X immediately. Actually, allow me to do that. Hey, you guys.
Man, so this is what you were talking about?
I guess so. What if
Squall and the others already went ahead?
Okay. Fair enough.
I can hear you.
Just waited to create
See?
tension.
I told you it'd be alright, Zell, and you were worried. Squall, go ahead and operate the arm.
And then Squall just start playing up, down, up, down, up, down.
How?
It's a lever!
Squall, push down the yellow button on your upper right hand side.
Is this it?
No, not that one!
No, button! No, don't press that button, Squall, you'll destroy us all!
Press it anyway.
Well, in for a penny.
We'll be there in like a second. We'll be right there.
Hey,
Yes.
is this supposed to move this slow?
How should I know?
So what? What's the rush? Well, how about the fact that we're being rushed, we're being chased by guards, maybe?
Yeah.
Looks like they'll be just fine. How?
I don't know. I haven't heard Selfie yet. Maybe she's dead.
Whatever.
Damn.
I'm right here.
So basically, take this time to take a look outside. Well, while you escape random encounters in the meantime.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on the thing. There you go. Sorry.
For a moment, I thought you got bored and actually wanted to show off monsters.
Well, I'm bored either way, so it wouldn't really help.
Alright, here we go. Time for the FMV panel. Woo.
Yeah, Kitaze wants to show off his...
Where are we?
Kitaze wants to notice his directing.
It's a prison in the middle of the desert, but it's a complex that's constructed like a set of giant drills. Yes, not even joking.
To quote Spoonie, why? Why would you build something like this? Why would you build a drill-shaped prison? Someone actually proposed this to some governor, and that governor
paid for it.
And this was approved.
So it's basically what would happen if the helicarrier and the Triskelion had sex and embedded themselves into the earth.
And allow me to remind you guys what Taylor was just saying earlier. Realism. We're going for realism here.
Let's see. It only says here on behind the scenes that there was actually a dummy in the background that was never used. That was off the back of the arm control room in the prison. Oh well.
And now,
but anyway,
and now we have a little set piece. Basically,
yeah, pretty much. Squall, the prison is about to be buried because we're activating the drill, so Squall has to get the fuck out in time.
Oh, come on! Can anything go right for me today?
okay. Squall, hold on, over here.
Okay,
Yeah,
to be
I'll
honest,
just
I
find
never
a
checked,
Jimmy
but
on
can you actually
over.
fail this piece? I forgot.
You can tell. I actually did fail my first attempt off screen. Basically, Tail, what happens is you're on a short time limit.
No, I know that, but I knew already where to go, so I always managed to get in time.
There you go, Tail. Oh, actually, I did live it in, did I? Yeah, I did. There you go, Tail. This is how you fail.
Oh well.
And
Meanwhile, Sephiroth is like, oh, my brain just tingled for a second. I wonder what happened.
Game over, and that's how Final Fantasy VIII ends. Squall dies.
What a shame.
And that was Final Fantasy VIII,
Alright,
guys.
so that was
So
Final Fantasy VIII. That
kind of a dark, kind of a.
So,
weird
you see, guys, the Squall doesn't die at the end of disc 1. He dies at the beginning of disc 2.
There you go. See.
So there you go. It opened with a gunblade and ended with a drill.
So let me get this straight, real quick. So this is a game that's trying to be a more realistic take on Final Fantasy, where people all over the world play the exact same card game, regardless of age. People even demand payment before they'll play cards with you. We have a drill-shaped prison. We have
not just one drill; it's a complex with 3 drills operating at the same time.
we have people who can become teachers at age 15.
Yeah.
Realism. I'm.
This is a game that needed realism.
Clearly, isn't this so realistic for you guys? I mean, come on, like I can totally believe.
Well, I mean, I guess it's about as realistic as that time I rode that bull to work.
Yeah, clearly.
Where do you live, Jova? Pamplona?
Nah, New York.
You know what, Tail?
Totally realistic.
This is not a fantasy based on reality like 15. This is a reality based on fantasy. That's what this game is.
You know what's sad? President Theodore Roosevelt literally had buffaloes in the White House lawn, and that seems more realistic than this. I mean, granted, it did happen in real life, but still.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jova, you bring up a good question, Jova. Can you think of an American president in all of history that would greenlight a drill-shaped prison?
Well, President 45.
Yeah.
I said all of history because I didn't want to go the obvious route, but sure.
Well, that's the thing. He's kind of the only one dumb enough considering the whole Space Force thing. I mean, he probably would.
All right. See you for the next part, everybody.
Yeah.
See ya.